A quote I hear often given to men or just in general when it comes to getting women or it comes to business or it comes to life is that nice guys finish last. And this is something I believe for a while. This is something I feel like I was told for a while. And as I've grown up, I've realized how stupid it is. Is there some truth to this quote that's been given out? Yes, there is some truth to nice guys do finish last, but it depends on what the goal is. In this video, I want to break down the advantages of being a good person and a nice guy without being a pushover. And I want to break down like what we should be truly going after and not really, what's the word? Allowing ourselves to be lost in somebody else telling us what we should want and just figuring out what we actually want, okay? And allowing us to really live the best life we can live, whether that's with getting the person we want in our life or the people we want in our life, getting the job or the business we want, or reaching the goals we want. All that is stuff that nice guys finish last has been pushed on. Business, women, life in general, okay? So what we have to first think about is, what is the real goal? Like, what's the real goal? Is the goal to get every girl to like us, or is it to get the right girl to like us? Is the goal to get every single client in our business, or to get the right clients in our business? Is the goal everybody to validate us, or for ourselves to validate ourselves? And when you start to ask yourself that question, that's when things get different. And that's when you start to rethink if this quote, nice guys finish last, is the right way we should be living life. What I've realized is, if you want everybody to like you, you know what I'm saying? If you want, there's either quality or there's quantity, okay? If you want all this quantity, maybe you do have to be kind of a butthole because you know what I mean? But if you want to find the right person, you know what I mean? Maybe you do have to be the real you. But regardless of which way you want to do it, it's all about you figuring out who you are and leaning with that. Because the problem is, with you not being you, you will forever think, man, what if I would have been me? Would I have been able to get what I wanted? Or if you get it and you weren't being yourself, is this something I should truly have anyway? When you decide to be yourself, when you be yourself, there's no doubt. Because whatever transpires from you being you is exactly what's supposed to happen. But when you fake yourself, endless doubt, because you don't really know what life is or what it's supposed to be, what you're getting. Everything is like, man, maybe I got her, but this doesn't feel that real. Man, you may have every girl in the world but the one you want. Man, you may have all these things, but maybe you sacrifice your morals. Whatever it may be, when you're being yourself, you get exactly the things you're supposed to get. But when you're not being yourself, you're not getting the things you're supposed to get. And the reason why we're fake and we do this thing to get the endless doubt so we get more quantity and not quality is because we're seeking validation because we don't have it in ourselves. A lot of you are doing these things. You're being mean to people. You're acting super whatever because you are so in a need for other people to like you that you're deciding not to be who you are. But what you don't realize is, by you being somebody that you're not and getting other people to like you, they don't like you. They like the costume you're wearing. And so even as you progress, what you're searching for, you're still not getting. It just looks like you're getting it. It feels like that for a short-term period. But then it's all a facade. You understand, man, these aren't even the people for me. Whether that's women, business, life, whatever it may be. And so what you have to realize is the only path to get the thing that you're seeking, the reason why you're being a bad guy, the reason why you're doing this and that, whatever it may be, whatever you're seeking, the only way to actually get that is to just be yourself and to get that validation from yourself. And what's crazy is when you get the validation from yourself, not only do you have to stop going after and trying so hard to get it, it kind of attracts to you. Because now people see you for who you are, so the people that like who you are will naturally want you, but you're having to trick people. You're having to be somebody you're not, and it's exhausting. When you're being a mean person, when you're not a mean person, when you're being somebody that you're not to get somebody that you're not even meant for, it's a struggle. You can feel the friction. But when you're being you, things naturally attract to you. Things naturally flow. I don't have to try that hard to make this video, because me making this video and talking isn't just, what I want to do to make some money. This is what I love to do. This is who I am. There's less friction when you're being yourself. So being a nice guy, being yourself, whatever it may be, is your path to finding and getting exactly what you're meant for. But people will tell you that's not the way to go because it's not going to be as successful in a sense. But again, what is the goal, right? So if the goal is to get everybody, you know what I'm saying? If the goal is to get everybody to like you, then yeah, you have to constantly change who you are. You have to constantly be like this. You have to constantly read this person's mind, da da da. But when you're being yourself and your goal is just to find the one, the right clients, the right person, the right life, then you understand if something isn't rocking with you, from you being nice, then guess what? That is somebody or something you know you don't need to spend your time with. A lot of people that are doing this fake stuff, they're spending their time, they're investing their time, they're investing their money, whatever it may be, into things they're not even meant for. So yes, they look successful, but really they're diving more and more into failure because they're wasting their time on things they're not meant for, and it's getting them further away from the one thing they're meant for. Ladies and gentlemen, you only have to be right once. Let me write that down. You only have to be right once. In this life, you only have to be right once. So if you try and you keep failing, it's not over until you quit. As long as you win once, you won the entire game. Okay? A lot of people are making these fake wins and think they're winning, but they're actually getting further and further from the win. Okay? So look, you only have to be right once. This is the game plan. And when you get like this, you become free to be yourself. And guess what? You don't need other people around you because you just being you is fulfilling enough. You don't need somebody to like you for you to like you because you know who you are and you know what you like to do and you know who you are and you love you. But when you're not being you and you need somebody to like you for you to like you, you're in a constant trap because you're needing somebody, something you can't control to make you feel good. But me, if I'm lonely, if I have a girlfriend, if I have no clients, if I have clients, regardless, I'm still in love with me. So I'm good. And that's what's going to attract what's actually meant for me. You only have to be right once. So if all the girls aren't messing with you, if all the clients aren't messing with you, it's just building you up so you appreciate the one that does. Okay? It's all a perspective thing. When you are going through it, don't think of it as a bad thing or you're doing something wrong. If you're being you, you're doing fine. It's just not your time yet, okay? And so you just need to be patient. Now, are there some things you may need to do business-wise or charisma-wise sometimes? Yeah. But as long as you're being you, you're going to be fine, all right? So what's the next thing I want to tell you? If you aren't yourself, then and then if you aren't yourself, you will always think, man, what if I would have been myself? So when you're faking who you are, you also have to think about when you're approaching things you want, and then you don't get it from you being fake, you will always think, man, what if I would have just been me? And that's such a sucky feeling. And so I think that's something people also don't talk about. I think you need to really think about it. Is it really worth it getting people for a fake version of yourself, okay? All right? As long as you're being you, whatever's meant for you will be there. And guess what? It's a blessing if they don't like you. Because now you know you're not supposed to waste your time or money on them. A lot of us are wasting our time on women, on clients, on things in life we're not even meant for. Okay, so I think you really need to remember that if you're you, everything will be how it should be. And then I also say that this doesn't mean to be a pushover at all. None of what I'm saying means to be a pushover. It just means to be yourself, okay? And I just think nice guys, I think we're all at our core nice people. It's just we let the world tell us. Now, some of us are different degrees of lover boy or nice person, you know what I'm saying? But whatever it is, follow your intuition. This doesn't mean to help everybody. This doesn't mean to do the right thing, quote unquote, all the time. It means to do what you feel in your heart. And so if you feel it in your heart that you want to make this girl a playlist, make the girl a playlist. If you want to get her a rose, do that. If you don't, it's okay. But it's all about you following your heart because you never know where it could connect, where it could help somebody, where it could have a ripple effect. As long as you're following your intuition, everything's going to happen exactly the way it's supposed to happen. And what I've realized is life really rewards you when you do things without the expectation of getting anything back, okay? Life rewards. Dang it, I hate when it does this, bro. Okay, hold on. Life rewards. Dang it. Okay, I'll just talk about it. But life rewards people I think I need to get a better eraser. But life rewards people the most when you give or you're being nice without expectation of getting anything back. And this is the next level of this kind of thought process. So while I said like nice guys do finish first when it's the right one, but what you also have to remember is this isn't me telling you to be nice for the sake of getting what you want. That isn't the concept. That's almost worse than being a bad person because now you're like manipulating people. The key is being nice and not expecting anything, because again, if somebody don't rock with you, you don't get what you want, you never did it because it's just your intuition told you and you just want to be who you are. But when you're nice and you're good without the need of anybody coming back to you, that's exactly when life rewards you in the weirdest way and the most. I believe life rewards us the most when we're giving without expectation of receiving anything back. So that means if you see somebody needing help and you feel it in your intuition to help, you give to them without expecting even a thank you. I think that's what's wrong with a lot of people. They're giving for the sake of them wanting to feel good. I do it just because I feel it in my heart. I don't expect anything from it. And from that, I've realized in life, from doing that over and over, is life has just rewarded me. Things pop up. Things happen in different ways. And I've also realized that people like helping out people that help people, okay? But it's about them seeing you help somebody when you're not trying to be seen. A lot of people are trying to be seen helping people. They're posting, they're wearing the meta glasses. Hey, I'm doing this for the homeless, like, which is cool, but like everybody's trying to be seen. But who's helping without needing to look like they're helping? Those are the people that get things and receive things and things just fall in their lap and they're lucky because they're constantly in the space and their energy is constantly giving out exactly what's eventually going to come back around. But when you're doing things and you're being nice for manipulation purposes, that energy isn't being put out the right way that you're wanting to receive back. And so I think you really need to think about that, okay? And then I also need y'all to know people are more likely to help, but your reputation matters. Okay. What you need to think about is when you're manipulating people, when you're being mean, whatever it may be, how is that affecting your reputation? Okay. How is that affecting the right person to attract to you? Okay. How is that affecting the right clients to attract to you? So you may be able to get short-term success. Okay. You may be able to get a lot of girls in the next month. You may be able to get a lot of clients in the next month, whatever it may be. But how is your business, how is your name, how is your brand going to be talked about in 2-3 months? By the way you acted, by the way you handled yourself, off of your short-term wants and not your long-term wants. Okay? So remember, if you're being yourself, even if you're you can get rejected and try your best, but as long as you're being a good person, your reputation isn't flawed. I used to think going up to girls, I was like, man, if I go up to her, I don't want to mess up my reputation. Ain't nothing wrong with saying you want somebody and being respectful. What the problem is and where your reputation is ruined is when you're going up to people the wrong way. When you're saying stuff you know you're not supposed to be saying. When you're being mean to people. When you're not saying your intentions clear. When you're just being yourself, you can go up and ask and do whatever you want as long as you're being you. But when you're doing things for the short term, you may be saying things you're not supposed to be doing. You're being me, whatever it may be. That's going to affect your long term. And that can intersect into different parts. Your love life can interchange into your friend life, into your business life. All that's intertwined, especially with we got the T apps of this world. We got Instagram, we got Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. Your reputation matters. And so in the long run, the nice guys always win because the bad guys eventually get blown up. Eventually they get exposed. Okay? So I know my short-term wants, maybe when I'm at the club, isn't going to be something that overrides my actions because I understand I have bigger things I'm working on. So I need you to remember, you being you is always the best thing you can ever do because it attracts, it builds who you're supposed to be and who's supposed to be in your life. So if you're having to be somebody you're not to get somebody, guess what? That person was never meant for you in the first place. So just be you, watch everything attract, be patient, trust everything's happening exactly the way it's supposed to because you're being you. If you can't be you, then you need to work on yourself before you're even looking at other people and their validation. Once you got yourself right, everything comes in due time and the way it's supposed to. If you want more videos to become the best version of yourself, to find your passion, to become who you're supposed to become, and maybe find an income doing what you love to do, watch some more of my videos, like, comment, subscribe. See y'all in the next video. Peace.